Let me tell you something about helping others. It's one of the greatest expressions of humanity. Extending a hand to someone in need speaks volumes about your character, your compassion, and your belief in lifting others up. And I say this with all the seriousness it deserves, not everyone deserves your help. Sounds harsh, doesn't it? But I'm not talking about turning your back on those who are genuinely struggling, lost, or in need. No, I'm talking about a different kind of person. The ones who will take that helping hand and pull you down with them. The ones who don't truly want help. They just want to use you. So let me make it clear, there are 8 types of people you should think twice before helping first. On the list, the perpetual victim. This person is always in some kind of crisis, always in a mess, but never takes responsibility for their part in it. They thrive on sympathy and attention. They're always facing a disaster, always dealing with some misfortune, yet somehow it's never their fault. You know the type. They're always the ones in trouble, always the ones needing a hand, but when you try to help, they don't just take your hand, they grab your arm, your peace of mind, your energy, and no matter how much you give, they never change the worst part. They thrive on the attention their suffering brings. They get stuck in a cycle where everything is someone else's fault, where nothing is within their control. You might help once, maybe twice. But when you start noticing the pattern, when you realize that no matter what you do, they stay the same, it's time to step back. You're not helping them. You're enabling them. You're feeding into their dysfunction. It's tough because you want to help, especially when someone is struggling, but you have to understand there's a difference between supporting someone who is actively trying to change and enabling someone who refuses to take responsibility. Helping is about lifting someone who is willing to stand. Enabling is carrying someone who refuses to walk eventually. You have to recognize that you're not doing them any favors. You're just prolonging their suffering, and in doing so, you're sacrificing your own peace. You have to know when to walk away. I'm not saying you should turn your back on them entirely, but you must stop letting them drag you into their endless drama. Save your energy for people who truly want to change, who are willing to rise, who are open to growth. Not everyone is ready at the same time, and you can't force it. Second, the chronic complainer. You know the type, no matter what happens. It's never enough. You could give them the world, and they'd still find something to gripe about. You could move mountains for them, and they'd complain about the view, and the thing is, you try to help. You try to fix things, but it doesn't matter. It's never good enough. They don't appreciate it. Instead, their negativity starts to drain you. It's like a parasite slowly sucking away your energy, making you doubt yourself, making you question whether you're the problem, but it's not you. It's them. Being around someone who constantly complains is like being pulled into their world of negativity. They don't want solutions. They don't care about fixing things. They just want to be heard, to have an audience for their grievances, and that is not a healthy dynamic. You have to understand that someone who is never satisfied will never be satisfied with you. You could give them everything, and they would still find something wrong. Helping them is like trying to fill a bucket with a hole in it. No matter how much you pour in, it will never hold, and in the end, you're left empty. So what do? You stop trying to fix someone who doesn't want to be fixed. You stop pouring into something that's never going to hold. Some people are stuck in a mindset of complaint. They don't want to change. They don't want to move forward. They just want to stay where they are and talk about how bad everything is. And you can't afford to let that consume your time, your energy, your spirit. Not everyone is open to the solutions you offer. Some people are comfortable in their misery. It gives them an identity, a story to tell. It allows them to blame someone else for why they aren't where they want to be. But you can't fix that. You can't fix someone who doesn't want to be fixed. So stop trying. Ask yourself, am I giving my energy to the right people? Am I spending my time with those who are actually moving forward? Or am I just feeding into someone else's cycle of chaos and complaint? Time is precious. The more you waste trying to help those who don't want to be helped, the less time you have for those who are truly grateful, who are trying to grow, protect, Your peace, surround yourself with people who are positive, who are pushing forward, who are committed to growth. You can't keep letting perpetual victims and chronic complainers drain you. You can't afford it. It's time to start drawing boundaries, setting limits on how much you give and reserving your energy for those who truly appreciate it. Now, let's talk about the entitled. These people don't ask for help. They expect it. They don't appreciate it. They demand it. They walk around with a mindset that the world owes them something, that you owe them something. They believe they are entitled to your time, your health, your energy, your resources, and that's exactly what we're discussing today, the entitled mindset. These are the people who don't even recognize the sacrifices you make. They don't thank you. They don't acknowledge your efforts. They just expect you to be there to fix things for them, as if it's your job. I've seen this, and I know you have too. You've encountered people who act as if they're doing you a favor by allowing you to be in their lives, and then when they're in trouble, they don't ask for help. They demand it. They assume that you should drop everything, give up your time, your energy, your resources, and cater to their needs. They don't stop to consider that maybe you have your own struggles, your own battles, your own priority. And here's the hard truth: you don't owe them anything. Your kindness is not an obligation. Your help is not their right. If someone doesn't respect your time, your effort, or your generosity, then they don't deserve it. So let this be a wake-up call. You have to set boundaries. You have to recognize when your help is being taken for granted, and you have to stop giving to those who only take. There are people who truly appreciate your help, who are grateful for your support, who are working to better themselves. Those are the ones worth investing in, but for the ones who drain you, who demand but never give, who take without gratitude, it's time to let them go. Protect your energy, protect your time, and most importantly, protect your peace. Some people expect you to always be there ready and waiting to serve their needs in the work part when you help. Then when you give and give, don't expect gratitude. Don't expect appreciation to them. Your kindness isn't a gift. It's an entitlement. They believe the world owes them, and you're just footing the bill. They'll take your time, energy, and resources, then move on to the next person, as if it were their right. No thanks. No recognition. No humility. When you're done helping, don't wait for acknowledgement. It won't come. They won't appreciate your effort or your sacrifice, because in their mind, they were entitled to it. They needed something, and you were just the one to provide it. That's the real danger of dealing with entitled people. You can pour yourself into helping them, but it won't change them. They won't learn humility, hard work, or that the world doesn't owe them. Instead, they'll learn that manipulation works, that as long as they expect and demand someone, one will always give. But one day you'll get teared, you'll realize that despite everything you've given, nothing has changed. They are still acting entitled, still expecting more, and you see that you've wasted energy on someone who never intended to learn or grow. That's when you must draw the line. You need to distinguish between those who are truly grateful and those who are just taking advantage. Helping others is a beautiful thing, something we should do for one another, but you must recognize when help turns into enabling. You must see when your kindness is fueling entitlement and arrogance, rather than fostering gratitude and growth. There's only so much of you to go around. Your time, energy, and effort are precious. If you keep giving to those who don't appreciate it, you're doing yourself a disservice. You have to protect your peace. That means setting boundaries and refusing to give to those who see your generosity as their right. It's hard saying no, always is, especially for those who want to help. But you must learn to say no to those who refuse to learn, to those who expect everything and offer nothing in return. Because if you don't, they'll keep draining you, leaving you exhausted, bitter, and resentful. So recognize entitlement for what it is. Stop letting people take from you without gratitude. Stop feeding their sense of entitlement when you help. Do it because you want to, not because you feel obligated. Help those who appreciate it, those who understand that kindness is a gift, not an expectation. Help those who are willing to work for it and understand the value of what you offer. And, most importantly, protect your own peace. Don't let entitled people wear you down. See you in the end, they won't appreciate it. And you'll be left drained, frustrated, and unappreciated. Learn when to walk away, when to say no, and you'll be better off for it. Another type of person to be wary of is the habitual liar. These people have mastered deception to the point where they can no longer recognize truth. They spin lies so often that even they start believing them. They weave elaborate stories filled with emotion, carefully designed to pull at your heartstrings. They know exactly how to manipulate you, how to make you feel like you're the only one who can help. Their lives are so well crafted that you don't even stop to question them. And that's where they trap you. They are masters at playing on your empathy. They know how to make you feel their urgency, their need. They convince you that their situation is dire, that you are the only one who can step in and make things right. And before you know it, you're all in. You give your time, energy, and resources believing you're making a real difference. But here's the problem. Habitual. Liars don't just tell the occasional white lie. Deception is their second nature. They've done it for so long that they've lost sight of reality. When you try to help, you have no way of knowing what's true, what's exaggerated, and what's completely fabricated. And when you finally uncover the truth, that their story was never as dire as they made it seem, you feel betrayed, used. You poured your heart into something that wasn't real. You invested in a lie. Helping someone who operates like this doesn't just waste your time. It erodes your ability to trust. You start questioning everything. Was anything they said true? How many other lies have they told? Before you know it, your faith in people begins to crumble. You find yourself second-guessing every plea for help, wondering if you're being played again. That's the real damage. Habitual liars' calls. They leave a trail of doubt, confusion, and mistrust. They make you question your own judgment. Your ability to discern truth from deception and moving forward becomes difficult because you don't know who to believe anymore. You don't know if the next person who asks for help is genuine or just another manipulator in disguise. You've been burned, and now you have to be more guarded than ever before. So how do you deal with a habitual liar? First, recognize them for what they are. Stop making excuses for their behavior. Stop telling yourself that maybe, just maybe, they're telling the truth this time. Because the more you buy into their lies, the more you enable them. When dealing with habitual liars, trust must be earned, not given freely. Observe patterns. Hold them accountable. If someone has a history of deception, don't be so quick to believe their words. Require proof. Test their sincerity, and most importantly, don't let their lies shake your confidence in yourself. Don't let them rob you of your peace and trust in humanity. Not everyone is a liar. Not everyone is out to manipulate. But once you've encountered someone who is, you must be wiser. Protect your heart, your time, and your energy. Learn from the experience and move forward with discernment. Because in the end, trusting the wrong people doesn't just waste your time. It damages your ability to trust the right one. The more you give, the more they take, and before you know it, you're entangled in their web. Unsure how to break free. The key is recognizing the pattern. You must observe their behavior over time. A liar doesn't just lie once and move on. They lie repeatedly, twisting stories, altering details, and always crafting excuses. If you've helped someone who has lied to you before, you must ask yourself, do you want to keep enabling this cycle? Do you want to keep investing your time and heart into someone who disrespects both the truth and you? If you don't recognize it for what it is and put an end to it, you'll find yourself trapped in the same situation trying to help someone who neither deserves nor appreciates it. When you do that, you're not helping anyone, least of all yourself. You need to draw a clear boundary and declare that enough is enough. Stop giving your energy to someone who can't even be honest with you. Stop trying to fix something that isn't broken, because they aren't looking for a solution. They're looking for a way to manipulate you. It's a difficult lesson to learn, but a necessary one. Once you've been deceived by a liar, you must be even more cautious. Going forward, you need to protect your peace, guard your time, and stop enabling those who refuse to live in truth. Recognize a liar for who they are and don't get caught up in their deception. They will only leave you feeling betrayed and drained, and that is something no one deserves. Fifth on this list is the opportunist. The opportunist is an entirely different breed. They are smooth, persuasive, and know exactly how to charm. They make you feel as though helping them is the opportunity of a lifetime, as if you're about to be part of something monumental. They paint a vision so grand that you can almost see it unfolding before your eyes. But here's the truth about opportunists. They talk big, but it's all smock and mirage. Their words are empty, lacking any real substance. They aren't interested in building something with you. They are only interested in what they can take from you. These individuals operate like lee's. They attach themselves to you when you're thriving, when you're in a position to help, when you're at your most generous. They drain your resources, your time, and your energy. They make it seem like a mutual exchange, but in reality, they're just using you to further their own agenda. And once they've extracted everything they need, they vanish. Suddenly, they're gone, and you're left standing there wondering how you got played. You left questioning how you allowed yourself to be used, how you gave so much to someone who was never in it for the long haul, someone who was simply looking for a way to get ahead at your expense. The hard part, you probably won't see it coming. These people are so persuasive, so smooth that you believe them. They make promises and make you feel as though you're on their side working toward a shared goal. But it's all a game. They are playing you. You are just a stepping stone in their path. The moment they get what they need, they move on to the next target. They have no loyalty, no genuine connection to you. You are just a means to an end. It's easy to get caught up in their web because they're skilled at what they do. They make you feel special, as though you were a part of something bigger than yourself. But when they disappear, without a trace, you're left to pick up the pieces. And by the time you realize you've been deceived, it's too late. You've already given away your time, energy, and resources to someone who is never going to reciprocate. The opportunist doesn't care about you. They don't care about your dreams, your goals, or your well-being. They care only about their own success. And if using you helps them get there, that's exactly what they'll do. They will take everything they can. And once they've gotten what they came for, they'll walk away without a second thought, and you'll be left with nothing but the realization that you've been used. But here's what you must do. You must learn from it. You can't let the opportunist take advantage of you without taking a lesson from the experience. You must recognize the warning signs the moment someone starts making big promises with no real plan, no real action behind their words. That's when you need to step back. When you start noticing that they always ask for something, but never give anything in return, that's when you need to put up your guard. You have to stop seeing potential in people who only see you as a stepping stone. You must stop believing in grand visions and empty words, because the opportunist is out there, and if you let them, they will take advantage of you. They will make you feel like you're part of something meaningful. But when the time comes for them to move on, they will disappear, leaving you wondering how you got played. You can't let that happen. You can't keep investing in people who don't have your best interests at heart. You have to recognize the opportunist and walk away before they take everything from you. You must protect your time, your energy, and your resources, because when you give too much to the wrong person, you end up with nothing. And here's another hard too. Sometimes the opportunist isn't just a stranger. Sometimes it's someone you trust, someone you've known for years, and that's the most difficult part. It's hard to recognize the opportunist when they wear a familiar face, but the signs are there when someone only reaches out when they need something, when they take, but never give when they make you feel like you should be grateful just to be included in their plans, but never include you in their success. That's when you need to recognize them for what they are. This isn't about being cynical, it's about being smart, it's about protecting yourself. Don't let the opportunist exploit your kindness, your time, or your generosity. They will drain you, use you, and leave you empty. And once they're gone, you'll be left picking up the pieces wondering why you didn't see it coming. So be cautious. Watch out for the opportunist. They are slick, smooth, and know exactly how to manipulate, but once you recognize the signs, once you see through their deception, you can protect yourself. You can stop giving to those who only see you as a tool for their own gain. And that's when you'll start winning, because you'll stop wasting your time on people who don't deserve it, and you begin investing in those who truly value you, those who appreciate what you bring to the table and are willing to give just as much as they take. The sixth type is the drama seeker. And I know you've seen these people before. They are easy to spot from a mile away. They always seem to be in the middle of some crisis, some mess, some ongoing problem. But I'm not talking about real struggles, the genuine hardships that life throws at us all. No, I'm talking about those who can't seem to function without chaos. If things are calm, if peace surrounds them, they will stir up trouble just to feel alive. They thrive on conflict. It fuels them without it. They wither away like a plant. Without water, they cannot exist without drama. You're trying to help, trying to fix things, trying to bring some peace to their life. But here's the truth. You can't help someone who thrives on drama. You can't calm a storm. They're intentionally creating. The more you try to fix it, the worse it gets. The more you try to intervene, the more they drag you into the chaos, and before long you're just another character in their soft opera, a pawn in their game of manipulation. What you've got to understand is that these people don't want peace. They don't want resolution. They don't want to fix their problems. They're not looking for solutions. What they want is attention. They want to be the center of the story. They want you to feel sorry for them, to get emotionally invested in their turmoil. They want you to drop everything you're doing and rush in to save them. And you do when you step in and try to help. You're not solving anything, you're just feeding the drama, making it bigger and more intense. You're becoming part of the very thing you're trying to escape. And once you're in, it's hard to get out. You've got to recognize these people for what they are. Drama seekers. Attention. Seekers, manipulators. They'll drain you. Dry if you let them. They don't care about your well-being. They don't care about your peace. They don't care about your success. They only care about what they can get from you, about how much they can pull you into their world of chaos. And once you're in, they'll keep you there. They'll keep feeding you their drama, their crisis, their stories. And the more you try to help, the deeper you'll get pulled into their whirlwind. Helping them isn't helping, it's enabling, it's feeding into the very thing that makes their life a never-ending cycle of chaos. And when you finally realize that, when you finally wake up and understand that you're not solving anything, it's already too late. You're too invested. You've already given too much of yourself, and you're left with nothing but a hard-earned lesson. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't be there for people in need. I'm not saying you should never offer help, but you've got to be wise about it. You've got to know when to step back, when to recognize that you're not helping. You're just enabling the problem. You've got to have the strength to say no when you know your involvement is only going to make things worse. And that takes strength, that takes courage. It takes knowing your limits, knowing what you can handle, and knowing when it's time to walk away. It's not about being cold or uncaring. It's about knowing your worth, knowing that your time is valuable. It's about understanding that there are people out there who truly need your help and attention in ways that actually matter. Don't waste it on someone who's just trying to create a scene. Don't give your energy to someone more interested in drama than in real change. Protect yourself. Protect your peace. Because at the end of the day, you're the only one who can control what you allow into your life. And when you allow drama seekers in, you're allowing chaos to reign. So keep your distance, guard your peace, and watch how your life changes when you stop letting them drag you into their storm. Now let's talk about the taker. These are the people who only come around when they need something. They don't give. They just take, and here's the thing, sometimes they're not obvious about it. They're not the ones who openly ask for help every single time. No, they're slicker than that. They'll smile at you, make you feel like they're your friend, like there's aerial connection. And when it's your turn, when you need something, they're nowhere to be found. Takers are masters at taking. They know how to get what they want from you without you even realizing it. They don't offer anything in return. No love, no support, no loyalty. It's always about them, their problems, their needs, their goals. They're always asking for help, asking for a favor, asking for something from you. And when you help them, they're grateful. They say all the right things, show you the appreciation you want to see. And for a moment you think everything is good. But here's the problem. You're doing all the giving and they're doing all the taking. You're the one, putting in the time, the energy, the effort, and when the time comes for them to reciprocate, to return the favor, they're nowhere to be found. They've already moved on to the next person, the next opportunity to take, to drain, to use someone else. Helping. A taker leaves you feeling drained, empty. You give and give, but you get nothing in return. And the worst part, you feel like you should have known better. You question why you even bothered. You start to wonder, did I not see the signs? Was I blind to this person's true intentions? And the truth is, you probably did see the signs. You probably knew deep down that this person was never going to give you what you gave them. But the thing about takers is, they're good at pretending. They're good at making you feel like they're there for you, like they're invested in the relationship, like they're actually putting in the effort. But when it's time for them to give back, they always find an excuse. They always find a reason to be busy, to be unavailable. And that's when you start to realize you've been played. The reality is real. Relationships are reciprocal. You've got to give and you've got to receive. That's how it works. It's a balance. It's not all one-sided, but takers don't care about balance. They don't care about fairness. They don't care about giving. They care about what they can get from you. And once they've drained you dry, they move on to the next person. It's not malicious. It's just who they are. They take, that's their nature, and they don't even see it as a problem to them. It's just the way things are. They've conditioned themselves to believe that everyone around them exists, to serve their needs, to help them get ahead. They'll take your time, your energy, your resources, and never once think about how much you've given or what you've lost in the process. So what do you do about it? First of all, you've got to stop giving without receiving. You've got to stop pouring into someone who's never going to pour into you. You've got to stop enabling the behavior, and you've got to be okay with walking away when you see the signs. If someone only reaches out when they need something, you've got to think twice before giving them any more of your time, your resources, or your love. If it's always about their needs, their problems, their goals, and never about yours, you got to recognize that this isn't a relationship. This is an arrangement, and you're the one doing all the giving. You deserve better than that. It's not about being selfish. It's not about being cold. It's about self-respect. It's about knowing that you are worth more than being someone else's emotional ATM. You've got to value yourself enough to say, I deserve relationships. Where there's give and take, I deserve to be surrounded by people who lift me up, just as much as I lift them. And when you start to recognize the takers in your life, when you start to set those boundaries and refuse to give without receiving, you'll see your life change. You'll see your relationships become more meaningful, more fulfilling. You'll stop feeling drained and start feeling energized because you'll be giving to people who give back. So watch out for the takers. Recognize them early and don't let them drain you. Protect your peace. Protect your energy. And most importantly, protect yourself. Guard your heart and ensure that the people in your life are there to build with you. Not just take from you, because you deserve that. You deserve relationships where love flows both ways. 8th on the list, the manipulator. These individuals don't just seek your help, they crave control. It's not enough for them that you do something kind. They want to own you in that moment. They twist situations to center themselves. And before you realize it, you're no longer acting out of generosity, but out of obligation. It's no longer kindness, it's surrender. They know exactly what they're doing. They study, you pinpoint your weaknesses, and learn what buttons to push. They sense. When you're vulnerable, when your emotions are ripe for manipulation, and that's when they strike. They weave just enough of a story to evoke your empathy to make you feel sorry for them before you know it. You're saying yes, when you mean no, doing things for them you wouldn't do for anyone else, all because they've mastered the art of making you feel guilty of making. You believe their problems are your responsibility. Helping a manipulator isn't like helping someone genuinely in need. No, helping a manipulator is like feeding a beast that only grows hungrier. You're not aiding their growth, you're fueling their sense of entitlement. The more you give, the more they demand, the more they receive, the more they need. They don't appreciate it. They don't learn from it. They just take. And for them, it's never enough. No matter how much you offer, they'll always want more. It's never about mutual respect or genuine gratitude. It's about power, about control, about bending you to their will. And here's the problem. You think you're being kind. You think you're helping. You believe you're doing the right thing by giving, by being generous with your time, energy, and resources. But in reality, you're enabling them. You're giving them more power, more control, and sacrificing your own peace. You're allowing them to trap you in an emotional cage where you feel indebted, where you feel compelled to keep giving. Because they've manipulated you into believing you're responsible for their happiness. Happiness, their success, but you're not the only person's happiness you're responsible for is your own. It's easy to fall for it. It's easy to get caught in their web because they know exactly what to say and do to make you feel like the bad guy if you refuse. They'll make you feel selfish, like a terrible person for saying no, even when deep down you know that helping them will do more harm than good. You know that your help won't change anything. It will only give them another excuse to keep asking, another opportunity to keep manipulating, another chance to drain you. So you give in. You say yes, you help them. And in the end, you're left feeling empty. Used as if you've lost a piece of yourself. That's the thing about manipulators. They don't care about your feelings. They don't care about what you're sacrificing. All they care about is what they can extract from you. It's always about them, and they'll do whatever it takes to ensure you're in a position where you can't say no. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't help people. I'm not saying you shouldn't be generous. What I am saying is that you must be careful with your energy. Careful with who you allow into your life. Not everyone who asks for help does so. For the right reasons, some people simply want to take some, want to use. You control you and manipulate you into giving them what they want. And you must be strong enough to say no. You must be strong enough to set boundaries and enforce them, even if they guile trip you, even if they make you feel like the villain. Because helping a manipulator isn't kindness. It's not generosity, it's surrender. You're surrendering your peace, your time, your energy, and your self-respect. And that's something you cannot afford to give away. You must protect yourself. You must protect your energy. Because the truth is, the more you give, the more they take, and the more they take, the less you have left for yourself. So stop dancing to their tune. Stop giving them the power to control you. Stop letting them make you feel responsible for their happiness, their success, their well-being. You're not you have enough on your plate, managing your own, life chasing your own dreams pursuing your own goals, and handling your own struggle. You don't need anyone manipulating you into handing over what's rightfully yours. At the end of the day, it's about boundaries. It's about knowing where to draw the line and when to walk away. It's about understanding that just because someone asks for help doesn't mean they have the right to manipulate you into giving it. And it's about realizing that the most important person you need to take care of is yourself. Don't let anyone guilt trip. You don't let anyone twist your kindness into obligation. You must say no when necessary. You must stand firm in your boundaries, because when you let a manipulator in, you're giving them the power to keep taking until there's nothing left. and you deserve better than that. You deserve relationships built on mutual respect, where your kindness isn't weaponized, where you aren't made to feel guilty for choosing yourself. Protect your peace guard, your heart. Don't let anyone manipulate you into losing them. Let me be clear. Helping others is a beautiful thing, is part of what makes us human. But discernment is key. You must recognize when your help is truly needed and when it's being taken for granted. Because if you don't, you'll find yourself depleted, used up, and bitter, and that's not where you want to be. So before you offer help, pause and ask yourself, is this person seeking growth, improvement, reciprocity, or are they one of these 8 types? Because helping the right people enriches your soul, but helping the wrong ones drains it. And you, my friends, deserve to walk through life with your energy intact, your spirit uplifted, and your kindness reciprocated. Choose wisely who you give your time, your help, and your heart to. Not everyone deserves a front row seat in your life. Once you understand that, you won't just be a better helper, you'll be stronger, wiser, and happier.